Thanks for staying with us. So, according to the reports we have from Daily Trust here, reps have finalized plans to officially bring in official vehicles amid the nationwide hardship. According to this report, Nigerians struggle to cope with the harsh economic reality worsened by removal of fuel subsidy, our House of Representatives have announced and finalized their plans to bring in Toyota manufactured cars into Nigeria for our 360 reps. Now, obviously, the Nigerians are talking on this, obviously, because of the hardship many of us are experiencing, and saying that, is it absolutely necessary? In not allowing this to be an emotional conversation, because if we look at it on face value, why would they bring in 360 cars? But if we look at it on the other side, where some have claimed they need these vehicles to work, what are your own general thoughts on this? Let's look at both sides of the divide. You can call us on 081 076 41679, 0902 4163440. You can also tweet to us at TV Connect, please. Hashtag your views so we can read your tweet. Who'd like to go first?
Okay, so what are we saying? Here we are again, another 4 years. I'm sure if you turn this show 4 years before,
exactly,
we had this conversation, and I'm disappointed. I have to say, I truly am disappointed. I expected better. I expected that this was a house that was more in tune with what is happening to Nigerians. So I'm going to even ask the question, so where did you get the foreign exchange to buy these cars? We've been screaming and shouting, we need to end
no dollar.
No dollar. The value of our naira every day keeps crashing. And then you got foreign exchange and you imported these cars. I mean, there are different ways. If you had maybe bought Nigerian-made cars or Nigerian-assembled cars, maybe it will even make it seem better. But it just shows that really, you know, these are elected leaders. I don't know. I'm not sure that they understand why they are there or who it is that they represent. Because if you really do represent us, you understand what Nigerians are going through, you wouldn't have gone this way. Then I'm going to also ask, you know, some people may say, after all, it's the party that you may have elected. You're the ones that elected a particular party. We also had opposition. We also have opposition within the House. Did they reject it, or all of a sudden their ideals, you know, that showed that they were the opposition to constantly checkmate what maybe the ruling party is doing? Did you also sign up to this? Did you also receive these cars? I'm just disappointed.
Okay.
And I've lost all outrage.
So, let me come to you, and I want you to also take it from the angle of there are people within various communities that need their representative to be able to access them. And they'll say these vehicles are just also work tools. They're not necessarily for luxurious living, because, I mean, that's always the easiest for us to think that it's for luxury. But they will say, I need a Prado Jeep, a LandCruiser specifically, to be able to access a certain road because the roads are really bad. What are your own thoughts on this?
So, a part of me understands that this is a constitutional right. Like, once you are elected, you have the right to get a vehicle for you to be able to do your job.
It's not constitutional.
Right. That is the process. It's not unconstitutional. If not, it's illegal. They wouldn't do what is illegal. It's not like when you get a new job, you get a salary. So there's a structure on ground in their handbook that permits them to get a new vehicle. And it's not like they'll say one person. You know, when we asked Ramfac, we asked them to cut their salaries, and they said it wasn't their decision to make, that it was Ramfac. So we must understand that there are structures that go beyond an individual. Even if one or two people there say, I don't want this car, you just be silly because other people will get the car. So a part of me understands the fact that this is part of what they usually get, is a proper package. But understanding where we are as a country, understanding how Nigerians are feeling, understanding the fact that the president said we should all tighten our belts, we're all going through a challenging economic time. It would be insensitive for a group of people not to publicly, unanimously agree not to spend this money on such a frivolous thing. That everybody in that assembly has a car. Every House of Rep member spent millions of naira on that election. They are not poor. This car is not a do or die affair. Not driving this particular car is not going to kill them. But putting these funds into the hospitals would save many Nigerian lives. So what I would have expected is that there would be a unanimous decision because we care about the people, that we would rather reallocate the funds that have been dedicated to our cars to a more important place where it would affect our electorates. Unanimously, ideal. However, they are human beings and they are Nigerians. And when we check deep, selfishness is part of it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. For thanks.
That's the boss.
So I read the story in the Tribune, and the account can break hearts, considering that I was driving around since Saturday trying to buy fuel that I have not bought, and I'll have to buy it at an outrageous price at the end of the day if I still don't get it at the filling station. It is not bad belly. It is just the highly insensitive way this was done. So the report says that the cars are bulletproof cars. They're SUVs. They sell for about 185 million. Another one say 160 million. They say, but at the correct exchange rate that we have, that's how it was done. But if they do it at the 750, which is the official rate, the car might go for 77 million per person. Now we have a house of over about 360 house members, and each of them are taking delivery of these cars. And the house leadership says this is not a status thing. These are work tools and not status symbols. They are supposed to make their work easy. The anticipated allocation of vehicles will contribute to improve representation, constituency outreach, oversight function. And I'm wondering, when we are presently converting public buses to CNG buses so that, it's cheaper to run, we are presently now acquiring, and we did not think that we did not think we should buy bulletproof car Innocent produces. We don't trust it because we are and it is not of status. House of Reps leadership, it is status. Let's not just say that Agbalagba is lying. It is status, and it is highly insensitive. And I'm wondering how NLC's next deliberation would be. Because these are government, whether we like it. These people are government, whether we like it or not.
NLC go get card.
Then we talk. The House of Rep was even saying it. It is not only them now. Even in the ministries, the executive, from director level, they get official cars. And we're saying, in the olden days, when did we get it? It used to be 50450 something.
That was expensive.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't. Because I remember my dad trying to buy one at 1,000 something then, and he was saving for it. But yes, it was expensive then. But it was not about status. Now it's the bestest one. It's called Toyota LandCruiser G.
160.
Yes, it's about, there's no debate about it. It's about I have now won. How do I now come back to my constituency looking down? If this House of Reps member thought, okay, mobility is important because they get accommodation sometimes in the same area. If a bus now goes around that way, they go around picking staff members of a company in their legislative quarters and picking each one of them, would they not get to House of Reps? Would they not go? Would they not have a bus assigned, maybe one bulletproof car that can be assigned to lawmaker part-time to view their constituency? So it's us constituents that I'm going to even talk to right now. The person representing us in the former house, he did not do anything in our move. we do it ourselves. Now we have another person who's getting a car and we don't even know him personally yet.
The cars
what are we going to do?
The returning lawmakers, obviously. So you got it 4 years ago. So now, when you now come again, you're going to get a new car.
Yes.
What happens to the previous car that you had?
They say they buy it off.
You can choose to buy it off.
You can choose to
So
buy it.
instead of buying it off, why don't you just then use them again for this next 4 years?
Old. Well, you might not come back. And you cannot pass the old 4-year.
No, let's say you're returning.
Once you're returning,
you know that you're returning. You should have the car. So would you trade it in for the new one? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are you going to buy that one? And so you have 2 cars.
Or,
so for every 4 years, look at what I have acquired.
Or once you come in, that's it.
It's like the plaque you were saying our little girls should have. They too, they have plaque as
Let me read
expensive
what
cars.
the House leadership said. At the expiration of the tenure of the 10th Assembly in 2027, should the extant asset deboarding policy of government still be in place, honourable members may have the option of making payment for the outstanding value of the vehicles to government coffers before they can become theirs. Otherwise, they remain the property of the National Assembly. So if you say so, did all members of the last house buy their own?
Obviously, maybe they did.
Because, and at what value? Because now what we need to be discussing is, let's have it properly put out. Since you say it's operational vehicle, I want to be seeing my honourable member in Amuwo very well. And then put out what the cost of the last house was when they now had to pay to make the cars their own? Is it the same value as it was sold? Because 4 years now still new car. For those of us who would use
that's my question. A 4 year car is still
new car.
New.
So let's know, is it 7 naira you take out of it or the entire
So let me go on a break. When we come back, because I think what I hear us saying is that we need us to critically review what our priorities are. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tighten your belt.
Thanks for staying with us. Before the break, I asked a good question, saying that we need to really look at what is our priority. Tope wanted to jump in.
Yes, so of course, I started by saying that it was something I expect that if we have our priorities right, unanimously we would have said the entire House of Assembly representatives would have agreed that this isn't the most important thing for us to spend our money on. We still have people dying. Cholera is still killing people. Diphtheria is killing people. Things that are highly preventable. But you see, the part that occurred to me was the fact that we have rich House of Representatives, members of the House of Rep. You are representing poor people, and you come across and look so rich that you get into power and you're driving a brand new Land Cruiser to your village where everybody there is looking to you. Why would you not? So why would you complain about the cost of being a representative? Why would they not turn you into their messiah? Why would they not turn you into their ATM machine? Because you look like you are living a life that is unequal to them in any way, and you're representing them. So if you truly are representing the people and you are like them, I will not walk to go and meet Murayo now that, Murayo, come and give me 10 billion naira. Because you and I look alike. I know, the moment you show up with a Land Cruiser, I will come and ask you. Because you already look like there is something else.
Yes.
So our House of Rep members are representing the average Nigerian who is hustling. And if that is the case, you cannot be looking so... That's why you have to buy bulletproof cars, sir. Because you are so rich that people will lynch you to take care of themselves.
Let me ask you a question.
And kidnap you to take care of them. That's why you are not feeling safe. Because you are not representing...
Let me ask you a fundamental question. And I probably could let Mariam jump in here. Let us put ourselves, you, Nima, Tokwe, Mariam, in the shoes of a member of a representative, a House of Representatives. And the government says, by the procurement law, you are entitled to this Land Cruiser Jeep.
1.6 million.
Will you reject it?
No,
will you reject it? You are the new rep from wherever village you're coming from. And I'm saying that you are the rep, and procurement law is not illegal. We're not dashing you. It's an operational tool. We are giving you this vehicle. Would you reject it?
Okay, so I'll answer this way. And I've seen some politicians also do, you have to be creative about it. So first of all, is that it is not me that signed on insisting. It comes with my office. I personally, I am not in support of it. I will make sure that I make that very clear. But I remember, during the election period, there were some politicians who said because of, the politics that they were doing, they were giving some money. The money was meant for them to put in their pockets. They went home and spent it on the constituency. If you can give me the cash and I'm taking this money back to my constituency and we're spending it in the development, then I will do that. I will make sure I am the sort of person that will do that.
So you say, instead of that 160 million to the Toyota, bring that one to give it to me.
I'll buy 4 buses.
I will take it to my constituency.
Yes,
that's what you would
that's
do.
what I'll do because my hands are tied. Like, I cannot stop it. But in the conversation, my voice will be heard as one of the people who said, I do not agree with this. And so I would like to know, that's why I would like to know of the opposition, what part or what role they play when this was being deliberated on. I also would like to wonder if they sit down with CBN, Minister of Finance, and when they deliberate on these things, does the CBN say to them, we do not have the forex for this. This will cost Nigerians, the Nigerian economy so much. This is going to almost directly impact on the value of the naira. So who are we sitting down having deliberations with when we finally make these decisions? Do they now sit down with all stakeholders, haven't heard how this will affect the economy, say, we don't care, and then go
So I was going to answer Morale's question and say, I would reject. But it's a procurement law. Whether or not they would have bought 360 already, come and carry your own. So when you enjoy the comfort of it, you'll now be thinking, maybe you should buy it.
But see, Mariam said something I don't want to lose. What is the role of the opposition? Because the reason why we voted you in, right? You are the minority in the group. You're supposed to be the eye of the people, the new blood, the fresh blood coming in with a new angle. What is your work exactly?
Which work?
All
man for himself and God for us all. All man for himself and God for us all. Imagine, as the president said, we don't have the dollar, because you just said, and that thing occurred to me, that we don't have this dollar for this. We cannot, under the procurement law, you're entitled to, but use your cars because we can't afford it right now.
Yeah.
They will just have to frustrate bills. And then these people, not the Nigerians that we know, they will start making sure that the house has the experience under Saraki's Senate presidency that, you know, the Buhari administration had. And when your head no Greek correct, you correct it, you start to sign
because that is the system fighting back.
Yeah.
The civil service will fight back. Let me go. Let me take this call.
Entirely with them.
Gabriel, thanks for calling. You're live from Okota.
All right.
Sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, ladies. All right.
Can't hear Gabriel.
I just want to contribute.
Volume.
These people that said we should sacrifice in this country, what is the sacrifice that they giving? What is going to be their sacrifice? The first, like the president said from day one, that Nigeria should be ready to sacrifice. These people that are representing us, what are they going to sacrifice? The other time, they went home with a token of 2 million when the Senate president made a mistake to announce it. So we are telling Nigeria to sacrifice. What is it that we are going to sacrifice? What is it that are going to sacrifice? With this huge amount of money that we're using to get a vehicle. Tomorrow they come to their constituency, people start asking them for money because they are living a lavish life. We see them with big cars. That's why you see this one.
All right. You know, we've said something on this show before where when this government was coming in, we said they have a lot of work to buy back trust. Like, you need to buy it. Like, Nigerians don't trust government at all levels. So there's a crucial work to buy back. And in buying back, you must be seen, perceived, to also be tightening your belt. So even though it is your procurement law, which is understandable, but if we had come out to, if Fabio or anybody, the leader of the House, say, House of Reps come out and say, you know what, because Nigerians are tightening our belts, we're having it difficult to find dollars, and we're going up and down. The IMF is seeing what they can do to help us mediate, to see what can to cancel our debts. In the meantime, we have to hold off the purchase. Maybe when dollar stabilizes later, we can buy it later. But not because even I have been in companies where, as a manager, even in this company, there are times where you come in as a manager and say, oh, you can't afford car right now. You wait 1 year, 2 years, wait for a period until the company can afford it. So if you can't afford it, yes, there was a recession, you can't afford it. So if we had seen that, maybe Nigerians would have understood, and that would be part of buying back the trust that is desperately needed.
So let me say
this.
The truth is, I actually know very few number of House of Rep members currently serving. And in the conversations we've had, I understand the hardship they face with the electorate. The majority of electorate expect them to be Messiah to them. Pay my school fees, pay my health bills. I was in Ogbomoso just last week, and I saw what it was almost going to be a lynching. My friend was opening a store selling chicken, and the House of Reps showed up, and they expected that they should buy out the chicken for them. She had to convert a fukula. She donated over 100 chicken just because there was so much. People were not going to go, and it was going to affect her business. I'm saying that I understand the hardship the House of Rep members are facing just because they're in power, because there's so much hunger in town, and you look like you
so because of that hardship, monetize that Prado.
It is now extremely important that if you truly want freedom, you will go above and beyond to show that my hands are clean. I am representing you wholeheartedly, not out of selfish purposes. I am here to serve, not to satisfy my next 3 generations. And that would mean huge sacrifice. And I know that they are making sacrifices now, but there's a whole lot more that needs to be done. Because if you don't do it now, you will suffer for it. You know when they said, if the people don't have anything to eat, that's where we are. When they don't have what to eat, they will eat the rich around them. And they're already doing that. The lives of a lot of our lawmakers are not safe. You look rich, you are not safe. Kidnapping is taking place. Bulletproof cars have become the norm for all politicians now because they are getting attacked back to back. Why are we trying to now do more bulletproof instead of fixing the real problem? End poverty. Deal with poverty, and you wouldn't need bulletproof cars.
Let me take this
in America, you don't need it when you go there because there is no poverty in town in the same quantum we have here.
Let me take the Deji. Deji. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I'm an ardent, unrepentant that fan of yours.
Thank you.
Murayo, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Nima, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Mama Ogomosho, you're that well. Keep it up. I want to tell you, Miriam, well done too.
Okay.
These people, there is no opposition when it comes to things to share. Opposition is completely dead. And let me tell you the truth, they are not there to really represent the people. They are there to recover their money. The money they spend in getting to that office is not a small money. Unless we are not ready to face the fact. The truth there is that if you look at the last year, all other previous reps, they've sold the cars to them. Where is the money, the proceeds they collected? And if they had added more money to it, this time around, the cost will not be what it is. Then they're supposed to provide jobs for Nigerians by patronizing Nigerian-made vehicles.
Exactly.
You have all said it, but that is the truth. I am praying that this country, God will help us.
You know, thank you very much for bringing us that again, because I remember we're all, when I come to you, we're all Nigerians. We're not going to ship lawmakers from different parts of the world. It is this us. I've said this story several times, and I'll continue to say it. When we had a new MD in this company, he's not a Nigerian, no, he's Irish. No, he doesn't understand all these Nigerian behaviors. He came in, and when we were asking him to buy cars, the first thing he said, please, are there no Nigerian manufacturer? We said, innocent. Go call innocent for us now. And immediately he changed all the cars to innocent vehicles. But he didn't even think about it. He didn't have to process it. He didn't have to think of, from the east, from the south. He didn't care. Buy it's Nigerian, buy it. Is that thinking? We say, okay, fine, you want to buy vehicles, operational vehicles, buy innocent. It's right there. There are Nigerians new manufacturers now coming up. Find them, buy those. They say it's not reliable. It will break down. Let it break down first.
It get better.
Yes. Let it break down. I want to break down in the TBC. Most of the innocent vehicles broke down eventually, but they kept fixing and fixing.
Yes. And as you fund them, they get better.
Imagine all that money that has gone into fund Toyota, whether you like it or not. That company is making money to do better cars, to keep manufacturing better cars, and that's why they have everyone improved versions every year. Do that for also the brands that are here in Nigeria. This mindset thing is so important. If you understand the why you are there, why am I here? If you understand it, there are some things that should not even be, you will not even be sitting down to deliberate on. If you understand that the reason I am here is not for status, it's not to show off to people that have finally arrived, but to help people, then we will not even have a conversation of the sort of cars that we're buying. As you said earlier, Nima, it is purely about status. Because we're Nigerians, we know that there are some kind of cars that when you drive, everybody will stop and hail you. And we also know that there are some kind of cars that you drive and people don't really care about you. But imagine if we were doing good work with that car. And the thing is, if we're able to cut our, cut costs now, there will come a time when we'll be flanging, with bigger cars.
Tope talked about, people looking up to them, the loads they carry.
Oh, I have to pause you. I'm sorry. I'll come back to you, Nima. Abdul's been calling from Abuja. Abdul, thanks for calling.
Good morning, the Honorable Morayo and the Impact Lady. Please, if you wouldn't mind, I want to make a contribution, but I want to play something so that maybe you can just put it on speaker for. It's about this Nigerian president. You know that there was a video released on things that have to do with this kind of thing. If you wouldn't mind, can I just play?
It's going to be hard to hear it. We can't hear it on TV.
Could you just summarize it?
To summarize, what happened? I'm so sorry. We won't be able to hear it on TV. Go ahead, Nima. You were saying something.
So Tope was just talking about the load and just the knowledge that, this person has finally arrived where the money is amongst his constituents. Of course, it will overburden him. People will start to crowd him, hoping for help. I was sitting outside at Yolu's house 2 weeks ago, and a popular woman, I've known that woman for more than 10 years. What she sells is plastic. She comes from Badagry, comes to my neighborhood, treks from the Ojo barracks into all the estates, selling plastic buckets, goods like that. I've known her for over 10 years. And the woman was crying. They took her money in the bus. For the first time, I trust what she was saying was true. I've never seen her lazy. She carries her pregnancies, gives birth, and she resumes hawking the next day. I've known her, as in I can vouch for her. okay, how much did you lose? When she was rolling, and you know, that even at the market, usually when somebody goes through such a time, you say it, people will start to donate 1,000. Everybody just went back into their shop. I said, 1,000, they cannot even help you with. You know, I was just thinking, Mama, I didn't say anything. Say, Then she looked at all of us and said, it's you I came to see.
Eh?
She said to me, it's you I came to see. I know that I cannot go home. You will not leave me crying. I was thinking, Mama, can I afford the money? How much is the money you lost? Say 25,000. For 25,000 in Nigerian, hard-working woman, that woman carries her pregnancies to birth and resumes in a week. Hawking. Says, I'm everything to my kids. Father, mother, food, everything to my children. 25,000 was going to run her mouth.
Okay, let me take this call from Solomon.
So I hope that they're listening.
Solomon, thanks for calling.
60 million.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Compare 25 to 160. How do you rationalize?
Somebody, a former member of House was saying that, listen, I have a LandCruiser before I became House of Reps. Even before.
Okay.
She came. Should I not write it or use? So she has her own money.
Use yours.
Don't let us have any papers that our ad taxpayers' money was used to procure
money at National Assembly level.
Agreed.
No, we're not
We didn't say that.
They should stand
Honestly,
out.
we didn't say that. There are many people in the House of Assembly that actually went or
They went
to go and serve.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, even when you have gone to serve, you see, the ability to do like this means that I have gone above and beyond to show you. And this is one of the areas. The Abia House of Assembly rejected Idosun cars. They wanted...
That's administration. That was the last house. Abia House.
Yes. And this is, I'm sorry, it won't seem like we're only facing House of Rep. That's why I decided to mention those ones as well. That we need to, all of us need to understand.
Charity starts from home.
That every one of us need to be loyal.
Yeah.
I would not want to patronize something I know. I have somebody close to me that is doing that business and I'll take that money outside. I don't do that. I would say, let's keep the money within the family. Same way. If there are Nigerian-owned businesses, I'm not even saying our partnerships are secondary. A Nigerian-owned business should be prioritized when it comes to any form of procurement in Nigeria. Buy Nigeria. It was even signed. We were singing it every time. We are Nigeria. Buy Nigeria. But what is our action showing? That we are hospital, every one of them, they are sick to go abroad to go and run tests.
We have
Your children are studying abroad. Your cars are imported. Your chairs from Turkey. Let us talk
about it. And for those who said they were rich before they got to the house, this is even more.
Stand out. Let's see you.
Then show us that it's not about the money.
Let us go on a break. When we come back, we will continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing these cars that are about to be procured by the House of Assembly. So we're having with us to join the conversation Honorable Hussaini Muhammad Jallo from Ijabi Federal Constituency, Kaduna State. He is a PDP member and he'll be joining the conversation. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning. How are you?
Good to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us at such a short notice. I needed to find out from you because we mentioned something earlier concerning these vehicles that has been approved to be procured for yourself and your colleagues. We thought that as an opposition in the House, you might have the opportunity to resist some of these kind of acquisitions that would get Nigerians talking. Hello? Okay, we lost.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us. You heard our conversation concerning the vehicles about to be acquired.
Well, the House of Reps.
By the House of Representatives. He can't hear me. Hello?
Something is wrong with you.
Okay, let me let you guys take some comments on social media. Let's move on.
Williams Davis says, even the president is not costing down in expenses soon. Nothing they happen behind him. Emmanuel says a lot of problem with Nigeria is hallelujah people and delusional optimists that actually believed the establishment will sacrifice in the same way that they advocated for Nigerians to accept subsidy removal as necessary sacrifice. Some of them are right there on your set now talking to me, or those of us who campaign. Likis Mafe is greeting us. He says it's not just because they are in power, there's hunger, and it's because people know the jumbo pay they are getting.
So Emmanuel said, you think these people send Una, they play. And Peculiar princess, I'm not surprised.
Somebody says citizens too should elect credible people to represent them. Not, oh, he bought me something years back.
Okay.
And then someone said,
okay, you know what? I think we have to wrap up on this because our guest is actually supposed to come for our next topic. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll try to bring in our guest, ask him to touch on a bit on this one, and then we discuss our other topic with him. But I think we have to wrap up on this. That's all we can take on this. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.